everyone, it's Nathan from Pocketnow. We are back at the Samsung booth because we wanted to compare the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 with the Apple iPad. I know it's comparing apples to Samsungs in this case, but let's take a look anyways. So probably the first and biggest difference between these two tablets, not necessarily these two models, but the concept behind these, is that Apple intends you to use the iPad in a portrait orientation, while the Samsung Galaxy Note and Samsung's intention is for you to use it in a landscape layout. Aside from that, comparing these two, both screens are super high resolution screens. We know about the Retina display on the iPad, but the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 has a whopping 2560 by 1600 resolution, which is QXGA resolution. Aside from that, the third biggest difference is the addition of the S Pen, which is the new S Pen. Of course, on the iPad, you won't find anything similar. Of course, there are third-party applications which allow you to draw with your fingers, but that's not the real deal. Apple has been renowned for having awesome build quality, awesome materials. Of course, the iPad, the full-fledged iPad, is chunky, is big, is heavy. But so is the Note, at least in its dimensions. It's much, much lighter than the iPad, and instead of using an aluminum background, just like the iPad, it has the new background, which is this faux leather, just like on the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. It, of course, comes in black and white. In terms of materials, of course, this is all glass. The button is plasticky, and we have a faux aluminum trim across the edges, while the iPad is full of glass, and of course the home button, which is present on both devices. They don't want to get rid of those. Now, talking about the software, this is a tricky one. Even though iOS 7 will come out, the basic principles of iOS will still remain the same. We'll have a huge list of icons, which will most probably remind you of the application drawer on Android. Of course, you can create your own folders and you can arrange and organize stuff. But aside from that, and the addition of the notification tray, iOS is, let's face it, boring. However, Android has its widgets, and you can customize it to your heart's content. The key to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 2014 is the S Pen, and as it was mentioned, it is the key to unlock the tablet and the entire application suite. Try to demonstrate Air Command right there, which you can pull up like this, and of course you have shortcuts for Action Menu, Scrapbooker, Screen Write, Search for S Finder, and the pen window, and everything can be, of course, navigated with the use of the S Pen. Of course, the back buttons are now capacitive. You no longer have to switch from your S Pen to your finger to do that. So it's a great implementation of applications which are tailored, and they are inviting you to use the S Pen. Even though you can't really compare the specifications on paper of these two tablets, the Samsung tablet just kills the iPad in terms of raw horsepower. It oftentimes lags a little bit, especially when turning it into a other orientation. You'll have to wait a couple of good seconds for it to actually react. Even though you should do this all day long, it will still take like 2 or 3 seconds to rotate. And it's these little things which are a little bit annoying, not necessarily about Android itself, because Jelly Bean is fast. It's the implementation of the applications done by Samsung, while as the iPad, whatever you decide to do with it, launch applications, get back to your home screen. We don't want Wi-Fi. Go into your settings, go back. You can't bug it down, really. It's a fast operating system, and that's really the key to Apple's devices. So this was a very, very short and quick look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 2014 and the Apple iPad. The Apple iPad will receive a refresh soon. iOS 7 should be out soon. If you're into S Pen, take the Note. If you're into the Apple ecosystem, take the iPad. I've been Anton Dina, Michael Fisher behind the camera, Samsung booth, IFA 2013. Thank you very much for watching.